Bob pissed me off this morning,
Uh oh.
acting
We
like he's
live.
slow.
We live. You go ahead though. I'm just
Oh,
saying we live.
oh,
before your language get creative. I feel it coming. I was like, oh shit. I'm about to get it.
You got to
Be in the
remember this
middle of
going
some
live
creative
Thursday.
language.
oh,
This going
okay,
live
my
Thursday.
bad,
That's what we do.
my bad. Well, he disappointed me this morning,
I got you. I
and
got you.
I was very very like because I was looking for my earbuds, and
Right.
I had the earbud for my earbud case. I left in the car, so I was like, hey, look for my earbud case, and he all nonchalant, just I don't see it. I said, well, I said, get out the car. So I got out the car and
Right.
I walk around to his side.
Mm-hmm.
His door still closed, his seatbelt still on. I tap on the window and he
Right.
opened the door. I said, get out the car.
Right.
And he I'm talking about when I say he's slow taking off his seatbelt. So I said again, man, get out the car. I'm taking my seatbelt off. I said, boy, don't make me uh, okay. I had to calm down and shut my mouth. Like, hey, as soon as he got out of the car, guess what he's sitting on?
What's that? That's
My earbud
the
case.
earbud.
What I'm looking for. I was like, come on, man. When you get in the car, you don't even look at what you're sitting on. You don't even look at the
No.
channel.
Why did I do
You
that?
just slide your narrow behind right on in that seat. Don't
Not the narrow
you? All
behind.
right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I want to say, but I mean, now that we live.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Oh man. All right.
Anyway, anyway, that's my
Man,
story.
I ain't had a good Kaneem story in a minute. All right. This
Oh, did I miss out on a Kaneem story?
you missed out on the good one,
Yeah,
man. You missed.
Oh man.
yeah. I can only relive it once or twice, man. 'Cause I was stirring the hot one. You know when your kids just don't want to do something.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good
Part of my
morning.
Good
tardiness.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
my
morning.
brother. Good morning, my brother.
Good to see you, Thomas.
Good to see you. So,
Oh.
something dawned on me and brought to my attention that I get this I don't have a beard thing, right? And everybody's like, yo, you got to grow a beard. Everybody else
Right.
has a beard. Why don't you have a beard? You need to grow a beard. Well, it dawned on me. If that's the case, if I have to grow a beard, AD
Right.
has to cut his hair because everybody else is bald. I'm just saying, everybody else is
I,
bald.
I, I, I
I'm gonna
co-sign
give you
that.
a timeout on that one. I'm gonna give you a
No, I
timeout on that
co-sign
one.
it.
Don't
Well,
you
give me
dare.
one too.
Don't
Well,
you
give me
dare.
one too. All right.
I said I,
You're
I,
low. You're
Oh,
low
look,
down
he's
there,
not
Larry.
bald though.
I
Oh,
said
he's
the
not
But
bald.
first.
hey, he's
My bad.
almost to the point where it's like, I can do what I want to do, but he ain't going where you're going. Everybody else has low hair. You got to go low hair. Cut all that
I
mess
gotta go
off.
low
yeah.
hair.
I'm
Hey,
We'll
just
there you
saying.
go.
we'll discuss it with the missus. We'll discuss it with the missus. What's up, Lisa? Good morning. Good morning, Mama Corey. Thank you guys for being here. Another
Just
edition of the Brothers
saying.
of Legacy. Just
Oh, oh,
saying.
oh.
So
So,
so
when,
so.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Just express yourself time. This is time you can express yourself.
This
That first 15 minutes is all us.
this this this
Yeah.
this this news story that I think came across my phone
Okay.
yesterday. Then I woke up to it again this morning, and I'm like, and I'm looking at it different ways. So a small town, I think in Minneapolis, that's where it's at.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Goodhue is called. Their police force, upon getting their raise, their salary raise is raised to $22 an hour, right?
Right.
The entire police force quit. The town is a small town of maybe 1,000 people, right?
Okay.
And now they're policeless, right? And I'm reading the comments and all this stuff. I'm considering going out there myself. Like, hey, that's an easy town of police because you get to know everybody's name. Like We know Jed did it. We knew it was Tyrone. You know, this is an easy, open and shut case, right? But why is it, you know, the mantra of police is for them, they say, every time I put this uniform on, I'm risking my life. Where we're told on the other side, the police are here to serve and protect. So their main concern is, when I put this uniform on, I got to make it back home. My concern is, when they put that uniform on, I hope I make it back home. You know, like why are we both going into a job where we know, why are they going into a job where it's risky? They're saying their life is on the line. How is their life on the line automatically? How is that?
Hold on. Time out.
That's a good thought.
Now, there's two things that I didn't heard that I want our VOL listeners to go and fact check.
Okay.
I need it. Now, Brother Larry, you my dog. I don't want you to, how you did me the other day, I don't want you to be offended.
I'm offended already.
Hey. But first, let's check out the word that you just left us off with, automatically, and then let's go back to policeless. Now, somebody fact check. Is that a real word? Policeless and automatically.
Sir, if you don't know, this is BOL.
I'll take
we create a word. It's a word.
Bob, but the other one, I don't know. I don't even know how you say the other word. How you say it?
Automatically.
That's the stroke brain. That's the stroke brain. But
that's why you live in color back in the day.
That's you've been co-signed by BOL.
Trying to make up
Hey, so we gonna give Larry the Ebonic definition of automatic. It's automatically. So now I know. I got you now, brother. I got you now, brother.
Saying though, you know
what I'm saying? I know exactly what he meant. I just wanted to make sure that we was on the same page. But now that I know that both words mean the same thing, I'm good.
Policeless, automatic.
Policeless. There you go.
Yeah, policeless. Okay, all right.
Policeless meaning without law.
Yeah, I think anything could be something less, you know.
Right.
Okay.
Right. See,
so,
lacking police. This is the actual word there, brother.
Carless.
Right.
Moneyless.
Moneyless. I'm jobless.
Moneyless. Okay. Moneyless. All right. Okay. So we just gonna put less on anything we ain't got.
Anything. I'm foodless.
I ain't got no stock. I'm stockless.
But going back,
okay. Stockless. Everybody. I'm closeless. Okay.
Nah, going back to the situation, right? Like now.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
I grew up in One Police Plaza. My mom worked there, internal affairs, the whole thing. I'm surprised. I had no problem with law enforcement, right? So, but the first time, the first time a gun was put to my head was by a cop.
Right.
Like,
gosh.
I fit the description. I was wearing a shirt and tie, and I fit the description. But
yes, sir.
But
it's your fault.
But you know, but why is it okay for the cops to say, "Oh, I'm not putting my life on the line for $22 an hour," you know, plus overtime? But you know, like, why is it that they are putting their life on the line? Why aren't they doing a job to serve and protect? Right? Why?
I'm not a police. I'm not a champion for the police, but I don't discourage the job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But if you got in that town of 1,000 people, it might only be 10 police officers. You might catch a cat that's coming from Chicago that's on the run. I ain't going back to prison by any means necessary. I got to get away. and he just went into that small town cop, and
Right.
that's I think that might be one of the reasons they saying put my life on line. It might not be my local people, but it be that one
Right.
passing through town on the interstate that I stop. That's just like I ain't going to jail, and now you got to shoot out with the
Right.
Well,
small town cop.
They may not even have an interstate in that town. But
Yeah, well,
but here's the thing. Like, you want to be recognized and paid what you're supposed to be paid, but the narrative that you're taught is throughout this whole country is every time I put this uniform on, I'm gonna risk my life, right?
yeah.
That everybody is a threat, and the way everything
Right.
is a threat.
That's what I was gonna
is
say. Go ahead, Thomas, with that.
because the way everything is a threat, it's you feel like your life is at risk because the way you police these days, you don't police in a way to protect and serve. You don't police in a way that it used to be. You know, I told the story about getting pulled over in the middle of Utah one time and having a gun in my car. And
Oh,
I think I didn't tell that story here. Well, let me tell you the
Uh-uh.
story then.
story time. It's story time.
Story
Yeah.
time.
USCCA, Thomas. USCCA.
I'm what 19 years old at the time, you know, selling dope, trafficking across country, coming back, and I'm getting ready to turn myself in for this armed robbery that I got arrested for. And I'm driving in the middle of Utah. I'm asleep. Dude's driving. He's doing 100. He caught flip around on the middle of the interstate. We pull over. He's like, man, cuz, get over. They're about to pull us over, right? What it sounded like. Like, all right, so I jump in the driver's seat. He jumps in the passenger seat because he ain't got no license.
Right.
So we riding dirty. We got dope in the car. We got weed in the car. We got guns in the car. And the police pulls up and he's like, how y'all doing today? I'm doing good. He's like, you weren't driving. You know, matter of fact, I got to hold this story because I got to switch up and take my kid to kid.
Okay. Hold on. We're switching. Hold on, let's come back. Hold on. Let me see. All right. There we go. Hold on. You switching.
Hold on a
cameras. Boom. There we go.
Oh,
So that transition. All right. Uh-oh.
oh
There
man.
you go.
Sorry about that. So, man, there's all kinds of transitions going up. You know what? We're going to have to hold this story. Bottom line is,
All right. Yeah, you're breaking up. We'll get back to it. We're not going to.
it is all good.
I want the whole.
Yeah, I don't want to hook up on that story though, but you know,
I need all the details.
that was the story. That was the news line that hit me 2 days in a row, and I was like, all right, now we got to stop. But
Wow.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, I mean, $22 out might be the economy, or might be the wages that
Right.
the city can pay at that time. So
Right.
I understand that they all. But how long has it been since they raised the pay rate? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things go into factor with why they all quit.
well,
You know what I mean? Because apparently y'all had the job before.
well, if you see me with a Minneapolis flag behind me, and I'm
You done
I ain't
signed
mad
up.
at you.
hey,
I ain't mad at you.
I'll be an army and one there for them.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm a kill it with my smile, Kaneem. I'm a kill it with my smile.
Kill.
All right, you gonna hurt them, then. You gonna show hurt them.
Oh man.
Morning,
Right.
right.
I know, Gerard. He's coming back.
morning.
He said, "Way to leave us hanging." He's coming back. Gotta take the babies to school. All right, Jeff. He said 19 with a gun in the car, already starting out bad. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You already know.
That menace to society right there. Call him old dog. Yo, old dog.
Pretty much.
Oh man. So today I'm just kind of doing something a little different. It's Thursday. Thankful Thursday. Okay. I don't know if I see him. I don't know if he's comfortable.
What's that?
He's riding
Thankful?
right now. He's riding.
Thankful?
Thankful Thursday.
Thankful
Okay.
Thursday. So today I kind of want to bring it up a notch. The whole time. Oh, smile, right. Pinch your head off and smile the whole time, right. Here come Officer Larry. Oh, Lord, Officer Larry. I won't do it again, Larry. I won't do it again. All right. Just something, today I just kind of want to focus on, what we're thankful for. If you got Miss Kaneem's story in the beginning, it's not the most thankful, but it is thankful as well. Thankful for our patience. We'll say it. Thankful for our patience.
I feel like this trying to make our own holiday. This is what usually my family do for Thanksgiving is say what we thankful for. But hey, a little summer, let's get it.
That's good. That's good. Do you guys do that? Okay, let's start off with that. What's your Thanksgiving like? Is it like traditional like that? Like, do you go around? Do you usually get all your family together? Looking like what's that? Blue Bloods. Everybody eating dinner together on Thanksgiving. Is that your Thanksgiving for the last couple of years, or has it ever been that way?
Oh yeah, me, yeah. I mean, I choose to be around my family for Thanksgiving. Now Christmas,
so we
all separate.
Right.
Thanksgiving, that's when we do most of our traveling to be with family. They travel to us.
Okay.
Right? But
okay.
That's all that.
Gotcha.
Automatic.
What about you, Brian? Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Morning.
What up, Brother Brian? Brother Brian is on
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, for me, Thanksgiving is, it's family. But it's not everybody sitting at the table. It's some at the table, some on the couch. You eat where and however you want to for Thanksgiving.
Right.
But we pray together. But it's all about the food and the fellowship and Uno.
Which Uno? Which Uno?
Uno attack.
So we stack it.
I don't think I played that.
You guys stack it.
No stacking.
You mean you stack.
I love stacking.
There's no stacking.
Yeah.
No, sir.
I love that. You can make the game go by faster.
Right. No stacking. No.
Come on. Stacking is part of the game.
So what? Okay. So hold on. What do you mean by stacking? Right. So because I had the conversation, we got confused about stacking. So
stacking on draws, right?
That's fine. Like you got to draw two, I got to draw two, and two. Whoever's the sucker without the draw two got to take all them cards.
Right.
Then you got to draw four. Someone has to draw four. Then whoever unfortunately gets stuck. Okay, because I've heard stacking where you take all of the same numbers and colors. If you have it all, you put all of that on.
In Uno Attack, you have a card that allows you to put every card of that color group. Morning, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Down at one time.
What up, Sam?
Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
Because the hat's so silly. What's up, Mama Corey?
Okay.
So yes, I don't like that stacking.
But there's a card that allows you to do that.
Yeah, an Uno Attack. Uno Attack.
Oh, Uno Attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Never played Uno Attack. I've done Uno Flip. And I've done Big Uno. And
if you haven't played Uno Attack, then you haven't really had your feelings hurt.
Really?
I've never played anything but the original.
Okay.
Uno Attack is brutal. Okay. Uno Attack will cause a fight.
Okay.
Is Uno Attack with the blank cards too? Is that the one with the blank cards? I played the one with you can swap and the blank. There's a blank card.
Yeah, you decide. Yeah, you decide
what you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what that blank card going to be? Draw 4, right?
So he's a draw 4.
Now, you're making a draw 4, right?
Now I'm making a swap. Give me them cards. I got 15 in my hand. You got 2. Go and give me that 2.
That's another fight.
My kids no more can't handle that. Really? She said, "Don't go messing up our happy homes." Listen, Uno gets brutal. It does. It does. So Thanksgiving, you said you do mostly coming together. What about you, Larry? Do you have a coming together, or you go visit, or it's just not my thing?
Yeah, so because like my family's in North Carolina and the Mrs. family's in California, we alternate. We alternate where we hosted at, but all together we with your family we whip that year. We all come together. We're in the kitchen cooking up the food. I'm part of the chef crew. This past year, I was actually I was relegated to. I was in charge of the sous chefs. I had a bunch of sous chefs. I wrote on a dry erase board the recipes for everything that I do, and everybody else had to do it because I couldn't use his hand. But for the most part, though, we all come together. Nice. The food's ready. We stand in a circle. We all pretty much like we're doing right now. We say what we thankful for, prayer, and then we try to all eat at the table. It depends on whose family we're with. And I won't divulge whose family we're with at that time, but there's one family that sits at the table and we commune together. And there's the other one where I got my plate full of meat and I'm going to sit over there. I got my plate full of veggies and I'm going to sit over there. But then after that, then we watch movies, and it depends on which family. Again, we watch what's called B movies. And then regular.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we know the beat. Those are Tubi specials. Tubi specials.
Wow.
Shout out to Tubi.
This is a good time, but when Mama D, everybody likes what Mama D cooks on Thanksgiving. So.
Okay.
She has this killer dressing.
B movie definition has changed over the years. When I think about B movies, I think about breast movies. If they showing a bunch of breasts, then B movies. But I mean, I guess everybody, every parts of the country is different.
B is for breath.
So where my father-in-law does it, a B movie is a black movie.
Oh, see, whole different definition.
Just any black movie?
Any black movie.
Different definition.
Wow. Yeah,
B movie is low budget movies.
Oh, see, there you go. I'm taking breasts, y'all thinking low budget.
Yeah, because that's what low budget. Yeah, that's he said breasts. I can't respond. Sam says, my mom has 5 kids. I don't know the last time all of us was together. He said, I believe a funeral years ago. Yes, very sad. Yeah. It's been a minute.
Those are one of the 2 events that everybody gets together for: funerals, and weddings.
Right.
Family reunions,
Kadeem just had his. Anybody here has yearly family reunions? Yearly, like family reunions.
Not yearly.
Yeah. I just started coordinating mine. So
this is
every other year.
Yeah, this is the first year that we are in the stages of planning for next year now. So I'm trying to make it annual. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
okay. Kadeem, didn't you have and maybe hopefully I think it's you. Didn't you have a letter? Didn't your family used to do it back in the day, like family reunions, and they had like
yeah. I put it on Facebook. How the correspondence.
I'm just making sure, the moments I'm like, did he share that privately? He didn't share that privately.
No. It had all the members of the family and the dues that they paid during the year. Like it might be $10 a month for each family, and then you send out an update of what the budget is and how much is in the funds for the campgrounds, food. I mean, it was an itemized list. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Wow.
and everybody signed off on who was on the board, and so I'm trying to
Rebuild
organize
that.
it and reconstruct that
I got you.
system that they had
Yeah.
back in the day. You know, but I mean,
Gotcha.
we won't be having it on paper like they had it. You know, more likely be an email or something like that.
Right. Right. Right.
But
They mailed that. Remember, they mailed that to each other. Like,
yeah,
go on,
yeah,
send
yeah,
this copy to him.
yeah, it was a stamp and the envelope. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
That's cool
So,
though.
but yeah, that's what we trying to do, man. We gonna see.
How long has it been? Like decades or
Uh, it's been over 10 years.
over 10?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
been over 10 years. So this
Oh, there you go.
was met some cousins that I hadn't seen in about 30, 35 years since I was a teenager,
Wow.
basically.
Right.
So
Okay.
that was good to do. So next year we're supposed to be having it in Texas, and it's gonna be in Augusta, Texas,
Okay.
which is East Texas up there going towards. I don't know if y'all know
No,
Crockett.
no idea.
Anyway,
Mm-mm.
nobody
No
knows about
idea.
Texas but me, I guess. Um,
All I know is
but
there's gonna
anyway,
be
yeah,
big bugs out there. You're gonna have
You
your
said big
yeah,
family
what?
reunion with big bugs.
yeah. It's definitely gonna be some big bugs out there for sure. 'Cause ain't nobody going out there spraying or setting traps and nothing like that. But we
Nah,
got
they
we
just
got
doing
some
it.
we got some property out there where we go do hunting,
Okay.
wild boar, turkeys,
Wow.
deer, stuff like that. So that's what we have this year. So I'll be in my sleeping bag like back in the day.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's gonna be fun, man. I'll be
That's
at one
awesome.
with nature. I ain't done that in so long. I know my wife ain't gonna do it. She gonna be at the hotel room. You know, I can tell that already.
I'm about to say where's the missus gonna
So,
be?
Shit, she ain't
so,
gonna,
She
she
ain't
ain't
getting
gonna
out
do it.
there.
Nah,
My girl said, nope. Don't
all the
do big
fellas, we go
bugs.
out there. We go out there and we barbecue all night.
Okay.
So we
Nice.
barbecuing, drinking, talking trash, blah blah blah. And
That's
we
cool.
might go to sleep at 3, 4 in the morning, but we right back up at 8, 9 trying to cook breakfast.
Right.
So
Oh,
it's
that's
gonna be
awesome.
interesting. Gonna be
That's
interesting.
awesome. I think
So it's interesting
right.
that you hear the narrative. Family reunions aren't the same as they used to be since such and such left or such and
Right.
such died, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was thinking about it when Kaneem was talking because we had a family reunion last year in Tulsa, and my
Right.
cousin put it together, and I met a lot of my family that I'd never met before. Like this was a whole brand new arm of my family, so it was really
Okay.
cool. But then there's this whole family over here. One of the things that Kaneem just when he was talking made me think is like we don't have family reunions anymore the way we used to because there's no one just taking that time to coordinate them like we used to.
Right.
Like who's
Right.
stepping up and saying, you know what, I'm gonna coordinate
Because
this. I'm gonna
that's what we got to
this
do
is
it. You're
my
right.
this is
Take
my
it
thing
on.
that I'm gonna do, right? And I
Right.
think that's the thing. We don't have people who have the time or the bandwidth or the responsibility. When you say we're doing family reunions, the responsibility falls off on you, to
Right.
get things going, get it together. And then what if people don't show up? It's like, oh well, everybody has an attitude, they have this. It's like the things that I've heard over the years, the different types of complaints. But I think it's one of those things that's worth it. It's because
Right.
to be honest with you, like after our generation, who's doing family reunions? Nobody.
nobody.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Mm.
so like my side of the family, we didn't really do family reunions, but my wife's side of the family was doing it every other year, and she making me go to these things.
Nice.
I'm like, I don't go to my own family reunions, so we don't have them. Why are you making me go to yours? But over the years, though,
Right.
I've learned to appreciate, you
Okay.
see family, and then those that they'll make it that year or whatever. You get to celebrate them together and all that stuff,
Right.
and so it gives you the opportunity to spend that time with family, and I'm starting to, like Thomas is saying, like at that generation, we not even know who our second cousin is, let alone first cousin or third cousin, because like
Yeah.
I don't know. My wife and I are trying. We trying to stay like trying to keep the cousins, like my kids and the kids of my sisters or sister-in-laws, but I've been around them so long, they're my sisters, just trying to keep them connected, make sure we call them, make sure they see their face, hopefully when they get to the totally in control of their life stage, they'll call, like my son would call Danny, or just stay in contact, and maybe just maybe they're like, let's do a family reunion, so right. I don't know. Like we try to bring everybody together, we're kind of the coordinators and try to pull it together. But
what do you think happens?
It's I don't know.
There's a lot that happens.
I don't know. Life separate issues.
It's exactly what Thomas said. The patriarchs, I ain't gonna see matriarchs though. Patriarchs, right. They when they passed away, the drive didn't get I guess the children of my granddad, he was the treasurer for the parent union. So he made sure that everything got paid, but
right.
His brothers and sisters, they all bought into it because he was like, hey, I may not be the president of it, but this money, we're going to spend this money right. on the parent union. And his right. kids, my dad, my aunts and them, they ain't had no part of it. All they did was attend. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know, they didn't think it was their responsibility to take up what they dad had laid the foundation for. So it skipped that generation. Now it's on us.
Right.
And for me, I'm taking up what my granddaddy was. So I'm trying to follow in his footsteps on what it meant to him. Because now for me as a almost 50, I ain't quite there yet, but almost 50-year-old man, that I want my kids to have that experience. Now, they may not take it up, but when their kids are going to the family reunion, maybe their kids will take it up. Like I took it up from my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? But just don't let it go away. Don't let it just dissipate into nothing.
Do you think, so I'm going to answer Brian's question first. I don't know. It's like this barrier of not getting along consistently enough to build something. I'll leave it at that. I don't know what's going on. It's just, Negro-ness. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But with Kaneem, like, I wonder about, we talk about the previous generation and how things die out. Do they create succession, intentionally? Are we creating a intentional succession? Now, granted, there are times you try to grab your child, like, let me show you something. Are we doing it enough? At least where it sits in their brain. Like, so when they come of age, yeah, I remember my dad, he showed me how to do such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Or maybe it's not finding enough reason. Maybe social media. Maybe I see him. My cousins and everybody doing all day. I see they was at the club yesterday. Like, like one of them just got married. I can't make it. I seen them on Facebook. Maybe it's that as well. But I guess it's finding a reason to do it. Finding a reason to come together. And loving through, even when I dislike you right now.
So I have an opinion. It is.
All right. Appreciate you, Jeff. The Negro, the non-AD Jews got the same thing going on, right? I appreciate you.
I think we're a part of the doing too much generation. That we make family reunions about doing too much, and so it costs so much. Instead of having people pay for the bare minimum, it's going to cost to get there. It's going to cost to, you got children, you got to. All the kids have to come and everything. And then you want us to go on these big excursions and you want to do this, doing too much, right?
Doing too much.
And so
right.
it's part of that. There's things are tight. There's middle class is shrinking. And it's not like, you have the money. Think back when we were younger having family reunions, it was us getting together at a park and someone barbecuing. Everybody rolls up. we there,
That's
and then
it.
afterwards we hanging out. We at somebody's house. We
Right.
we ain't doing too
That's
much,
it.
right? You didn't have to
Right.
get dressed up. You didn't have to get
Sit in the
t-shirts.
same
You didn't have to
room.
do all this other stuff. We
Right.
just
That was the
got
goal.
together as
Just
a
to be
family.
together. Just to be
And I
together.
think, we just made it a big to do where, we don't have a lot of time in our days. We don't have a lot of energy because we got to work. We got to do all these other things. There's a lot of other challenges we got to face. And, so it's kind of like, to me, it's a part of, we do too much. And therefore it
Right.
makes it, we have to coordinate all this. Nah, we're having family reunion. This is what's going to cost. Need this money. Sometimes back in the days, though, it wasn't even, you didn't ask anybody for money. You just had a barbecue. Hey, we barbecuing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't expensive back then. It didn't cost,
Right. I think it
all
wasn't.
the money
Yeah,
it
it felt like it
costs
wasn't a
now.
lot. Somehow. I
And
don't know.
so it's crazy when you start thinking about why we don't do family reunions. I mean, we still love family. We still say,
Yeah.
but and that's the other thing. Family dynamics have changed. Like you got people right now that are like your boys are like family. People you grew up, they're like family, and you got family everywhere now. And so it's just there's so much. But Brian, what do you
Right.
think it is?
Well,
Let's answer-
before, let me get a crack at Brian's question as well. So, usually when you have the family reunion shirt, right? You have the last name, right? That the first last name.
Oh,
you have the
gosh.
last name of the family tree, right?
What's up, John?
So,
Yes.
and you kind of hinted towards it, but you went a different way with the family dynamic, Thomas. Is the family dynamics has changed? Like,
Right.
which last names are we doing with it? Marriage ain't the same today
Right.
as it was back in the day when it was doing that. So the family, like whose family, what family is it?
Right.
You have a kid where mom's name is Johnson, dad's name is give me something Jones, right? So it's
Jones,
like
right.
okay,
What you have?
now
Johnson Jones.
Johnson
Yes,
Jones.
You got
right?
Johnson Jones.
You have that, and
Hyphenate.
then like.
Right.
And then Kaneem, you struck a chord for me that I had to ask my kids a question. I was like, who would you say is the patriarch or matriarch of our family on my side and your mom's side? And I was like, second question, who would be next up? So like I was like, wow, I don't know. I'm
Right.
confused. Of course, my daughter goes, Dad, you next up, because you
Right.
Larry Banks. And I'm like, you just say that because I'm Papa. And I appreciate you. I love you for that. But getting to I guess initial reaction to Brian's question is how the family structure has changed and not knowing the family tree is a forest. It's not a tree anymore.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good enough.
So
I'm gonna
the
write that
family
one.
forest,
The
it
family
could be
tree
the
is a
family
forest.
forest. You could put everybody's name on the shirt. I'm just saying.
There we go.
That's what we, when we had a family reunion last year, we had Platt Cotton, family reunion. And so it's, you can put multiple names on there. It doesn't have to be one. And then the really cool thing about our
Right.
family reunion is my cousin put together this literally as far back as you can go family tree, where we can see who was this and how they end up here, how we ended up being cousins and all this other stuff. And it went all the way around the wall in the room. And so, someone took time to do that. And so it's really cool to see that. We got all kinds of technology now where we can create that family structure from, the different things. So even though it's changed and even though it's changed, it doesn't matter like baby mama, baby daddy. It ain't like that wasn't there back then. That same stuff was back then. You had people showing up at your family reunion back in the days and they'd be like, this family, but who is that? Oh, that's your cousin such and such. And and that's just the way it was. So it isn't like things are new. It's just we ain't doing the same stuff.
Right. No doubt. All right. So Ryan, what is going on? What's happening?
You all are wrong.
It's
All of that.
What? Yeah, what's your all of it? Your opinion is all of it is
It is. I mean,
Part
all
of,
of
of
that
the reason.
plays a role. I think it's just important to start having the conversation about how we got here, right? Kaneem, you said something fantastic. You said, "I'm going to pick up the mantle."
Oh yeah,
Right? As a man, as a patriarch, that has to happen, right? We know someone in common. A brother that I call a friend,
Oh
a
man,
friend that I call a brother,
he's the king of
Jason
family
Fletcher,
reunions.
who is
yeah.
a
He can write a
patriarch,
book.
and he is the
They got to drive.
he is the standard in my world
Right,
for
right,
keeping
right.
family together, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but in order to do that, everyone has to be in place. Patriarch, matriarch, and there has to be respect. What stops us from coming together? Somebody mad at somebody. Who's mad? Oh, that's such and such. When the whole baby dad, baby mama, daddy, all that kind of stuff. Like
Right.
it's not supposed to matter. Family
Right,
is
right,
family.
right.
And now
Family.
we've gotten so emotional. Well, you can't come to my house. Who you tell me why you're really mad? The reason family reunions are falling by the wayside is because family is falling by the wayside.
Do
Tell
that.
him why
right?
you're mad.
And the reason family is falling by the wayside is because we have forgotten what a patriarch and a matriarch is.
Mhm.
We've lost sight of that. We've
Yep.
been driven by other things, and so if we can bring that back, and people, I don't know why, there is a such thing as good tradition, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Family reunions are traditional, and for whatever reason, tradition has become a bad word for a lot of people.
Right.
Right. But again, if we would start zooming in on the things that are fundamentally critical to the family structure, and not the things that are based on our mood, I think that we could strengthen family structure. So if we can reestablish family and the concept of family and people being in their right places,
Yeah.
right, without feeling like you're playing a role,
Right.
then we'll be
Right.
better.
Right.
We'll be better.
Let me put so Jeff has a couple of interesting comments. I'm just catching up. I guess what I was drinking coffee, he said I just added chocolate protein and creamer into my coffee. Got my little handheld electric blender, mixed it up real good. Put up the Keurig and started the coffee. Turned and forgot to put the cup under the coffee maker. All right, I just want to add that.
How many of us done that before?
Yeah, we've all done that. Imagine doing
Yeah.
that with
Yeah.
not the little Keurig, but forgetting to put the coffee pot in a tin cup, 10 cup of coffee. I've done that before.
So just as a relation standpoint, he said hi. If you ask a family of Jews, Jeff is Jewish. Just for all my podcast people, don't try to cancel me. To spend money for a family reunion, he said, "Are you kidding?" He said, "You have a family reunion of crickets." So
Yeah, and you made that earlier point. We always want to go do this, we want to go do that. Like when you come together as a family, the goal is to spend time together, not to go out hiking. Or you could do stuff like that, but the reality is you're supposed to come together and learn about one another and share. We don't have to go anywhere else.
The sharing, the sharing part. You're right.
That's what we did. That's what we did. Just fellowship and
You slept on
tell
top
me
of
about
people
your
on the
family.
weekend.
Tell me about your family.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's really
Big
cool
time.
too
Busy
to
living their best
think
life.
about the
Right.
times you get together and you can share.
cooking.
But I think, and now that I'm thinking back, there's two things that happened when family reunions started going away. It's when we had to stop whooping people. I'm just kidding.
That's the problem.
Reunions went away. Did you
All
know
right, y'all. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you for being a part of Brothers of Legacy. Now you got your answer.
Yeah. Whoop them kids. Whoop them kids, man. Ain't no joke.
We ain't come
Whoop
together.
them kids. That's what's wrong with that.
You know what?
Kids is just too soft nowadays. Kids is too soft nowadays.
You know what? Here we go. Here's my PSA.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
This is Thankful Thursday. I thank
Thankful
you,
Thursday.
Mom, and I thank you, Dad, for whipping my tail when I didn't want to
Yes.
get it.
Yes.
I wouldn't be the I am today if you didn't lay that
Man,
smack.
it wouldn't be.
Yes.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
I had this conversation. I'm teaching this class with some young ladies, and on Tuesday we were having this conversation. She asked me, what do I think about whoopings, because I had alluded to that how I grew up, and I started talking about like how today it's literally a mental health issue. Like you can't the way we were raised, the kids, they just can't handle it. They don't have the same, they're not made of the same stuff. Or
No, you're right about that.
It was just different then. It was a whole different world back then. And today, if you whoop a kid, you never know what's going to happen with that kid. That kid is going to get angry. They're going to get bitter. They're going to have, I didn't like getting whoopings. I got them. Right. They didn't help me. Yeah. They helped you. Good job. And, it's like, it just depends on the type of child you are. And so,
right.
But I do know one thing, the love that you have, it depends on what kind of whooping you got. Because a lot of times, sometimes things just went overboard, and it was just totally disrespectful. And yes, and when you talk about not provoking your children, when you tearing their tail up like that, or you just swinging stuff and it's hitting whatever it can hit, that's provoking.
Right. Yeah.
I was provoked in that days.
Whose parents said this line, and you was like,
"It's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt." I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was the line. That was the line. I figured that was the line.
Everybody got that line. But what? Let me tell you something.
I ain't never hear that. I ain't never hear that line. I
ain't understand that line.
Okay.
Until one time I did it to beat my son, and I called my mom crying.
You hurt when you have to discipline at a certain level, right? And so it's like,
point of order. I want to stand with Kaneem and officially state I am unfamiliar with that term.
Yeah. Thank you. My mama didn't say that. Let me tell you that now.
My mom is on here right now, and I am not getting ready to thank her for whooping my behind.
No.
No. Matter of fact, there could still be an open case in Kankakee, Illinois.
Yeah.
Not an open case.
Yeah,
like up for that flying shoe.
I know my mama abused me when I was little. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a whooping, but the stuff I was doing, I deserved to be getting a whooping. But when you getting at the bathroom butt naked with an extension cord coming at you, you're like, you could have did better than that.
Yeah.
You could have did better than that, mama.
I don't care how bad it is. Here's a term I remember. Every time I think about what you did, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Like if you get a flashback, I'm getting it again.
Yes.
That's double jeopardy.
Yeah. Hey,
you gotta be your best behavior.
Hey, you get it just because. Don't even think about it. You even thought about it.
What was so bad about it? My mama was certified crazy. Like it ain't that she. I thought she was crazy. Like my mama actually had a therapist and was taking drugs. Crazy, you know what I'm saying? So
look, I mean, you heard.
Look,
see that
she got the audacity. Tommy, she has the audacity. Put that back up.
I saw it.
Yeah. She bragging. She bragging.
Hey, you all right? You all right? Let it go.
You all right? You got a great family. You got your children.
Look how you
got a generation. Look at you. You living large.
Yeah, she whoops you into the man that you are today. Your mama whooped you into the man you are today.
You feel well. You good. Thank you.
Yeah, God was in you there.
Now,
see, I'll look.
Go ahead.
She said I had to be crazy. Y'all had to believe I was crazy, is what she told me.
Right.
Y'all had to believe I was crazy. Those are her words.
She didn't have time to play with you.
I said, we were convinced. I believe you.
can see a 10-year-old. Yeah. So, listen. For one, we don't condone abuse at all.
Oh, we just talking
and I
about
know we
history.
kind of
Discipline.
we just
Yeah,
talk
that's
about our
it.
lives and our experiences.
Yeah, that's
And then
it.
I'm just putting it out there for later on when they try to replay this. So
Okay.
I you know, and we all have had our creative upbringings. Now I will say I had to think about it. I don't think I've heard that line. This is gonna hurt you.
Hurt me more than it's gonna hurt
Me.
you.
It's gonna hurt me more than hurt you. Yeah.
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 Nah, I ain't
That's
never
pretty
heard
real,
that.
really.
But it sure
Oh,
didn't
man.
feel like that. But you know, you can't
Yeah.
you can't start off a whooping with a lie, because you can
Right.
you can tell me all day, and like Larry was saying, yeah, I get it now, right? I get it. Anytime you have to discipline your kids, it hurts, and it's like, and it ain't even have to be a whooping. I don't like
Nope.
disciplining my
Nope.
kids at all.
Nope.
I have to though, right? And so it hurts, but it doesn't hurt you more than it's hurt me, because I got these little whelps on my butt. I got these whelps in my hands from trying to block that belt from tearing my tail up, right? It
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
hurting you,
yeah.
but it's helping me. All you wait, what you do? Pull a shoulder muscle or something when you swung?
Right.
Is that why it hurts you?
Yeah, I sure wanted to do some discipline this morning, but it was just I ain't had the time. Because if I had the time, I sure would have got me some this morning.
Yo,
Get
that's
you
the
some
church.
video. What you
That's the
doing?
church. I need to get. I'm
Hey,
gonna get the
hey,
next
D.
time.
One
Yes,
time
sir.
I lied to my mom. Something simple,
Uh-oh.
like I didn't clean the bathroom when I was supposed to.
Right.
And
Ooh.
she and I were at the grocery store the day after I was supposed to have
Right.
cleaned the
I
bathroom.
think I remember you told me this. Yeah.
Remember that? And I'm gonna tell these guys. And so we were at the store. She said, "Do we have any Pine Sol at home?" Now I'm supposed to know because I cleaned the bathroom. I said, "Yeah, because remember you told me to clean the bathroom."
Oh, you doubling down on the lie. Just doubling down. I cleaned the bathroom. Of course
So
we
I
do.
didn't clean the bathroom. Got no idea whether we have Pine Sol at home. We get back home. Where does she go? Straight to
But
the
that time
bathroom.
saw.
You ain't got nothing else
Right.
to do investigating.
Come in here. She looking around. She said, "I thought you told me we had some Pine Sol." What did I do? I'm opening cabinets. I'm like, I know I saw some.
Oh, you following through with the lie. You following through with the lie.
Right. Look at these following through.
And here you go.
I'm going
She
all
knew
the
the
way.
whole. She knew the whole time that y'all didn't have no Pine Sol. She wanted to see what you gonna say, so she could like embellish it. Like, yeah, this
Yeah,
is
she's standing. She's
I'ma
standing
let
to the side, like, look at this. Look at this right here. Right?
So here's the crazy thing. That right there is what the thing that upsets me the most. When you say something to the kid and they get this look like, but they know you didn't. Why are you trying to?
We got a problem. Beef.
Like, you know the answer. You don't sit there and look. Don't get that
Right.
silly look. Or wait, I thought there was.
It's
no,
just
you
unfair
didn't.
to the child. Call them out on the
Yeah.
spot. Now you know good and well you lying.
Right.
Call them out. Don't let them get all the way into it.
I ain't got
She
time.
should have
I ain't
never
got
let
time
me
for
get
this.
all the way into it like that.
Man.
Oh, it's her fault.
Mom, you should have been better. You should have been better, Mom.
It's her fault that you lied to her.
But look, it gets better though. It gets better because she pinned me up against the wall. Like I don't know why, and I did that day. I was feeling myself, man. I
Yeah, I
moved
know
her
you
hand out
was.
the way. Yeah, she said it don't even smell like Pine Sol. That I moved her hand out the way, and I walked out. I said, "You're not getting ready to whoop me today."
Ooh.
And I walked out the door and went to my cousin's house and spent the night.
Ooh.
And the next morning, I called my mother and I said, "I'll come home when you're ready to treat me like a human."
Ooh.
This woman,
Uh-oh.
her response was, "Nigga, I don't care if you ever come home." Click.
So something my mom would
McCoy,
say.
come on, man, you lying?
Hey,
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 That's not Mama McCory. What are you talking about? That's not her.
I ran home when she hung up.
Wow.
That happened. So what I'm saying is we've lost that, right?
Yeah.
Even to this day, I'm careful about what I say in front of my mother.
yeah, I feel you.
I feel you.
Unless I'm quoting somebody, right? And I want to make it clear I'm quoting somebody, you know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But that's the part that's missing. The adoration, the level of
sign on that.
respect
So true.
for our elders is what's missing.
Right.
It's what has taken a great hit today, you know. And so as patriarchs, as matriarchs, you know, the next generation, because we stop disciplining our children, we start putting more time out.
All right, Larry.
We've lost a whole lot of respect and connection.
Yes, indeed.
But it has to be done in love. So
There's a lot of things we lose respect and connection for, you know, when it comes to even thinking that we have to know our family history or anything like that.
yeah,
You know, our family histories are so disrupted anyways, it's kind of hard to walk through there. And then we start thinking about, I mean, we could go a lot of different places with this. Mass incarceration, we can go, you know, the different ways that people split up. We don't live in the same communities anymore like we used to.
yeah,
You know, there's a lot of things. It used to be the furthest someone had to drive is, you know, 100, 200 miles or something like that.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you know, for a lot of people, it's getting on a plane and going somewhere. And so it's a to-do, but there's a value to it. And I saw that last year, that there's a value. I have a cousin named Miracle. And I got to know Miracle a little bit at the family reunion last year. She's a young lady. But I watch her on Facebook, and some of the stuff she posts, it's just like, this is an amazing young woman, and she's young. I mean, but it just to see and know her story and see her mindset right now, and I'm like, that's my family member right there. Every time I see it, I have another cousin who, by the way, I'm gonna drop this on you guys. I just saw it recently, and I haven't even called her yet, and I need to call her. She has this amazing coloring book she just put together. And I can't wait I'm going to next week I'm going to try to put it on and let you guys see. But, there's talent, there's people, there's all these kinds of things that are happening in our family. And I think it's worthwhile to try to put things together so that you can see the amazingness of family and what people are actually doing and getting out of our own world.
Absolutely.
That's one reason why I took up the mantle.
All right, gentlemen, we got to continue this tomorrow. I got to run. I need to get out of here a little earlier, but we ran over a little bit. I apologize, my peoples. I'm going to have to give one of y'all a shift as a co-host. All right, so we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Be safe. Make good choices. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. And we'll continue this tomorrow. All right, guys. Take care. Peace out. That's it. Later.